Thank you. Thank you. I don't like all the light. I need to get in my studio back. Okay. If I come in the light like this, won't be too bad. You know what? I'm gonna do this. Hey guys, what's up? I'll get my little stool because I don't like how this is looking. Put this in the laundry room for me, please. Who that? Well, go on, Maki. I haven't set up my studio yet, but I will soon. Jesus, that's for the right design. Jesus, everything I should. But wait, what is still, Father God? Hey guys, TikTok, what's going on? Want to see what's going on in the world? Jesus have mercy. Yo, every time I put on this shirt, it's like, what's a turtleneck doing in a t-shirt? Why it choke me? I feel like I'm choking. Like up the live, guys, and share it out. Let's talk about secrets being revealed. Oh my gosh. When the victims come to testify, do you guys see what's going on in the world? Do you guys see all the exposing that's going on? Let me see if I'm loud enough. You guys see everybody getting exposed for their dirty deeds. And when the victims, which I don't really call victims, I call us victors, come out and expose them, what do you hear? We're delusional. You know how much people call Cassie delusional? You know how much people called I'll Be Sure delusional? Huh? You know how much of you guys bash Cassie? Do you know how much of you guys bash I'll Be Sure? Eh? Huh? Now look what's happening, unfolding in front of all of our eyes. God's legacy, thank you. Maki, I have some video I want you guys to watch. I'm not going to delay because it's already 6:09, and I want you guys to watch some videos. I've seen a few of them run across my FYP. And boy, it's not like I'm celebrating, but it's like I love when wicked people are exposed. I love it. Because you see the victims, when they're going through their struggle and their trauma, people walk and step all over them, call them all sort of name. So I love when the victors come out and shame the devil. Like I said, I have some videos for you guys to listen to and watch. YouTube, you're going to get it firsthand. You guys here, you're not going to see much of me. I'm going to turn my phone to my YouTube right here. Right? For you guys to see what you can. All right? Some of you might already have seen it on TikTok because there are videos going from everywhere. I'm an exercise machine over there, so you know, I want exercise. I just take a video, look a while, and send it to my family group. I said, Mom, Jesus, look here. Look what you give me. I must say 3 tires there on my waist. Who I must blame? No, my mother. For the shape, the bad shape I have. I can't blame nobody else. I'm a mother. And she me get it from. Anywho, let's go. Let me start presenting these videos. Wicked, pure wickedness, people. Pure wickedness, I'm telling you. The one dirty diddy did I go on with some, oi, mighty God. Okay, yes, sir. Him did I go on with some things, me I tell you now. What a dirty boy. Jeez, anybody want to come on my live and come blame Cassie? Me and Uno. This girl was being abused. You see, when you're wicked and you have money, guys, if some people should ever come into some money, hey, the things that they would do to other people. Some of them don't have no money, and the little pence and twopence where them have, them take it and do wickedness same way. And when the victims come out and talk, uno same one say them delusional. Me not stop use that word there, you know? Because me couldn't stop hear it when me expose the wickedness what did I go on in my life. Me delusional, me sick, me head no good, I'm mentally ill, and this, I have mental illness. That's all uno good for. Blame mental illness from people when them come out attack. When you not feel shame like dogs somehow, no. When you not see the truth for yourself, eh? Me say, the people that come out and expose evil, trying to guard some of you from the evil, so that if you guys should ever come across these same individuals, you would know what to see, what to look for. Because they're not going to come out in hindsight and just show you right away. The victors are the ones you demons go after. You blame us for surviving the hands of wickedness. So when I see things like this, I love that the witness them come out. Now let me show you the first video. Me don't talk about that one day. Me not even start with me saying what I always say. Right? We've made it to another Friday. You've made it to short and spicy Nikks. Officially taken the stand and we're not ready yet. We've made it to short and spicy Nikks live. I'm Nikki, your host. And I'm also a victor of wickedness. So I stand behind Cassie. Might not be the same type of evil, but wicked and evil are evil. God's legacy, thank you so much. Continue tapping up. More all of my victors them coming in. Because even if you're not going through the same thing, I know you might your story is about someone that did evil that everyone kept on a pedestal and was looking up to and praising almost. So I'm proud of it. I'm proud of a man and woman. God is not sleeping. Whatever is in the dark must come to light. Talk again. Now let me share this. I'm going to let you guys watch. I have a few videos, like I said. I'm going to need a setup. I need someone to help me with a setup. You know? Come on. Okay. I'm going to bring it down a little. Just give me a sec, guys. Explorer. Media. Okay. Let me put media down a little. Okay. Let me see. Let me put that down. Okay. I'm going to leave it like here. You guys will see it better here while YouTube is watching it there. Okay, listen up. Tell me if you want it louder. Cassie has
officially taken the stand and she's currently giving her testimony. And while she's doing that, let's talk about the first witness. First witness for today has just finished. Daniel Phillip, who is a male worker, testified yesterday, and you can click on the comment if you haven't already seen that. They obviously picked up where they left off, which was cross-examination and then redirect. Yesterday, when Daniel Phillip testified, he said that it would be anywhere from an hour to 10 hours whenever they would have these encounters. We left off where he was talking about the one time he was at Cassie's home and he saw Diddy grab Cassie by the face, drag her into the room, and then he heard what he thought was Diddy slapping her. He said he later asked Cassie why she was still with Diddy, and she said, "It's okay, I'm okay," although she was visibly shaken. He also recalled another incident at a Manhattan hotel where there was violence, and he said that Cassie was shaken and she was terrified. He says the two of them ended up having organically, but because he was disturbed emotionally, he was having dysfunction. He said Diddy had come out of the room and asked them if they were ready to continue. But during cross, the defense pointed out that Daniel Phillip had told police something different in 2023. Apparently in 2023, Daniel's testimony then was Diddy came out and said, "Yo, man, I need to deal with this. You need to get the F out." But Daniel said he doesn't remember saying that. The defense did press hard during cross, and they tried to show that Cassie was a willing participant. They emphasized that she paid for hotel rooms and she would often initiate contact with Phillip. He asked him if she was in complete control of what she was doing, to which he responded, "I cannot say that." They then showed a text message from Daniel Phillip to Cassie, and this was after the assault, where he said, "Don't give a F if I'm a little tipsy. I love y'all." But Daniel said he sent that text message because he was trying to prove that everything was okay and to keep it going. Diddy's attorneys tried to say that Daniel thought he was in a relationship with Cassie, that he was jealous of Diddy's relationship with her. He denied that he ever thought he was in a relationship with Cassie, but said that he would have gone on a date with her if given the chance. Also clarified that Diddy did give directions when they were doing their acts, that Diddy would tell them what positions to use to put more baby oil on, which was different than other clients because he was used to being more in control. Once cross was over, they redirected back to the prosecutors, who tried to emphasize that Phillip was emotionally distressed by the abuse. And he reiterated that he only received payment if he physically performed, but if he couldn't, he would receive nothing. Now, that was everything with Daniel, and I will be back later with Cassie's testimony.
That was day one. And that was, I guess, one of the escorts. Guys, I did not save most of the videos because I couldn't even watch them from the details of what this girl endured, all in the name of love, all in the name of not wanting someone to leave you. You ever hear nothing like that? When you think you're in love, when you're vulnerable.
I was in the courtroom as Cassie was testifying.
So here's another video.
I was in the courtroom as Cassie was testifying, so let me tell you guys everything that you didn't see or may have not heard, because it's a lot. I will say the most damning part of her testimony for me is when she describes a freak-off where Diddy and another man, an escort, are standing on top of her while she is laying on the floor, high off of ecstasy, and they are urinating on her face, to the point where she is choking on their pee. And to further give context, on the right-hand side of the court, seated, is her husband, Alex Fine. On the left-hand side, Diddy's 6 out of 7 kids are sitting in the courtroom as Cassie is describing having weekly freak-offs for years that would last 2, 3, one lasted up to 4 days. She talked about damaging hotel rooms so bad in one instance that they had to pay such a hefty fee because the hotel told them that they needed to completely redecorate the room after a freak-off. After a freak-off, there would be blood, urine, and lots of baby oil. There was so much baby oil. There was also so much baby oil talk to the point where the judge at one point told prosecutors, wrap it up. But before we even got there, a very pregnant Cassie was called to the stand. She was wearing a tight
brown turtleneck dress that was hugging her baby bump. When she sat down, you could tell she was nervous. And if you couldn't, you quickly picked up on it, because once she started talking, you noticed that she paused a lot. She would sigh heavily before she answered a question. One of those moments was when she explained to the court that a year into their relationship, that Diddy had approached her with this fantasy that he had. He called it voyeurism, where he wanted to see her have sex with another man, later referred to as freak-offs. She said her stomach dropped. She was 22 years old. She described herself as very naive and a people pleaser. She said the only reason that she agreed to it is because she knew it would make him happy, and she was afraid what would happen if she said no. That's also around the time, she says, that he started to get abusive. Most of her testimony today was spent on talking about these freak-offs, the different escorts that they would use, the different hotels that they would use. She said that she would find escorts off of Craigslist and this escort service called Cowboys for Angels. And to describe them, they weren't the most attractive men, right? They were very average looking. Some of them weren't even conventionally attractive. One thing they had in common is most of them were black, because Diddy preferred for her black men with a big D, she said. At one point, Cassie broke down in tears when the prosecutor asked her, why didn't you leave? If the freak-offs, as you explained, were so disgusting and humiliating, why not leave? And she started crying and said that she was very deeply in love, and this was the only alone time that she could get with Diddy. And it got to a point where this was kind of the only emotional connection that she was getting from this man that she was dating. So much more that I'll cover in another video, including his incessant phone calls, him tracking her down with his security, and her never being able to escape him.
I'm glad I've never found that type of love. That is not love. Oh my God. I don't know what could have been going on in her mind. Mighty God. Sometimes we have some feelings for people and we think it's love. I don't know what was going on in Kathy's family life. Thank you, God's Legacy, for tapping up the screen. You've gotten me to 4K. Thank you so much. Please tap up the live, everyone. YouTube, make sure you're liking the live as well. I really don't know what could be in someone's mind for them to feel like they need to subject themselves to such, inhumane things in order to have someone stay with them, remain with them, love them. But it just shows you that something was going on with her. I don't know where it came from,
Cassie Ventura giving her
but I never heard. Throughout all these testimonies, we've never heard of Cassie's family life, her home life with her family. And that is sad. For her to feel like this is what love was. Maki? Just messed up. Let me share this video. This is day 2, they said. Parents, you got to do better. You got to do better. You got to show your children what real love is, so that a man or a boy like Puffy cannot manipulate them as he did Cassie.
It's day 2 of Cassie Ventura giving her testimony against Diddy at trial. And this is part 5 of Cassie Ventura's full testimony against Diddy. The government starts out by bringing out exhibits and they ask her, what did you say here? She said, I had been told that there was an explicit video out there about me. I reached out to Sean. Then what? We were driving back to New York from Atlantic City to talk to this DJ who kid. Did that happen? At a restaurant. What was security's role? To intimidate. They were lining the room. Who was there? Uncle Paulie, James Cruz. How would you recover from a freak off? I'd take opiates. I wanted to feel numb. We'd get massages, IV fluids. The chef would cook us something. How often did you take opiates after a freak-off? Often. I got UTIs. Were the UTIs painful? Very. Antibacterials didn't work anymore. How did it feel during the freak-offs? Burning. I would not advise it. Then the government says, let's read this exhibit out loud. Cassie then says, I have all of these sores on my tongue. I have another UTI. The government asked, what sores? She says, friction in my mouth. From what? Oral. Then in this exhibit, you said another UTI and then a sad face emoji. I was open with him about them. Then the exhibit says, so you feel sick. Cassie said, why are you sorry? I took the blame for things. Which escort would you go to clubs with you and Sean? Jules. The escort from the Intercontinental Hotel in LA? Yes. Did you want to have physical relationships with Jules ever? No, and she laughs. But I knew him. Who was present when Sean would put his hands on you at the freak-offs? Sometimes the escort was there too. In the room? Yes, Jules. And in the suite? Yes. Were you aware? Diddy's defense says objection. The escorts would ask me if I was okay afterwards. In what cities did he put his hands on you? New York, LA, Miami? How frequently? Too frequently. What's the Abbey? A club in LA. I went there with my friend. Where were you going? To a music festival in Canada run by Drake. Sean came to my home and tried to attack me. I was thrown into a bed frame. What is this? A photo of my eye afterwards. Who took you to the doctor? D-Rock. Did you send this photo to Sean? Yes, and I wrote, so you can remember. I wanted him to be sorry about it at least. In this photo, where were you? In the green room in Toronto. I put my hair over my eye, and then we went to the Hamptons. Sean wanted to have a freak-off in the Hamptons. We got a hotel and an escort. Which one? Dave. I took GHB. I went into a G-hole, and I blacked out. I woke up in the nude in the shower. Dave and Sean were freaking out, and I was bugging. It wasn't pretty. Then what? I spoke to a friend of Sean's, and then we had a freak-off. What is this? My eyebrow healed up a little bit a week later. I have a permanent scar on my eyebrow. What's this? Me at the Canes Festival. What happened at Canes? Sean accused me of taking substances from his boat. He threw me off, but my passport was still on the boat. And were you on the red carpet that same night? Yes. Did you attend the movie? Yes. How did you get back to New York? On a commercial flight. I traded my seat to get away, but he traded to get next to me. What did he show you? Freak-off videos. He played them for me on his laptops. He said he'd release them. How did you feel? Trapped. When you landed in New York, what did you do? We went to a dinner, and then he wanted me to have a freak-off, so we had a freak-off. Why did you do it? To make him not threaten me. Let's read these exhibits from June 13th of 2013. Had Sean been violent before this? Yes. Had you told him before you didn't want to do freak-offs? Yes. You said you needed GHB. Yes, and that 2 escorts are not available. I wrote only Paul available or Jake the white guy, but he can't do it until 11. The other guy can do earlier. It's just one more person knowing our secret. What did you mean? The freak-offs. What is SLS? A hotel in Hollywood. Why would you take volume before a freak-off? When I had anxiety, Sean's driver was bringing me volume. It was Raheem, I think. This is the end of this part of Cassie's testimony. They ended up going to lunch break, so I'll have more for you guys soon. But you guys let me know what you guys think.
That is so sad and disturbing. Disturbing. It's like that I wonder if he did that with every partner that he had. Because that is disturbing. That's a monster. I don't understand it. What boy? Let me show you some pictures of some of the scars that she endured from the abuse when she said no.
This is one of the many photos.
You have some people going through some things behind closed doors for whatever reason. It's only for them to let you know.
This is one of the many photos that was shown of Cassie Ventura to the jury yesterday. And I'm sure you guys remember the headlines back in 2014 when they said that Cassie Ventura got into an ATV accident, and this is what caused these injuries to her face. Now to go back and have the context of Cassie Ventura posting these photos is absolutely heartbreaking. In the picture before, when she had the busted lip and the scar, these glasses weren't broken, but the same day she posted, after and never again because I love my mommy. So it seems like to me that there was more than one attack on Cassie Ventura this day. Cassie talked about how this incident right here left her with a permanent scar on her eyebrow. And we only got to see a glimpse of how Diddy would attack her in that hotel video footage. But just imagine the times like this time that he wasn't actually caught on camera. Because I can assure you, times like this were absolutely worse than what was actually caught on that hotel video footage, because Diddy was around people in a hotel either way. I knew the second that that video footage came out, if this is what we are seeing Diddy do in a hotel where other people are in rooms very close to them, just imagine how violent it was behind closed doors. And this right here is another example of this. This was another photo shown to the jury of Cassie trying to hide a very visible black eye and big swelling on the side of her head. Like Cassie Ventura described, this was just one of many times that she had to deal with things like this. And before we get into Cassie Ventura's cross-examination of her by Diddy's team today, I felt like this was a topic that needed to be talked about because this is actually so disturbing. But y'all, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
And some people ask why DV victims stay. A lot of people are saying that Cassie stayed because of the money. What do you guys think? Why did she stay? Let me get back to the case. Let me see.
It's being reported by the Washington Post that Give
me a second.
It's being reported by the Washington Post that other alleged victims are extremely nervous to testify. One woman, Mia, who worked for Diddy as an assistant for several years, will reveal details of horrific events that she otherwise would have taken to the grave. Candidly, her nerves are through the roof, her lawyer says. He also said, I don't know how to support her if we can't discuss the pain she's going to experience from having to tell the world about her worst experiences. And another accuser, Jane, has had very serious breakdown moments in preparations for this trial, her attorney told the judge. I feel for these people, but we need them to know that they are extremely strong. They are standing up for victims in this case who do not have the ability to have a voice, and that what they are doing is helping this case even more to make sure that this man gets put away for life. But I can only imagine the nerves that are going through their head.
Now, we don't know when either one of these women will be placed on the stand or who's coming after Cassie. But what we do know is that Cassie is expected to testify for the remainder of today and into tomorrow as well. And as always, I'll keep you guys updated here on this page.
That's why most DV victims stay fair, out of fear, especially if it's someone that has money and could easily make them disappear. I'm playing another video. One
Cassie
moment.
Ventura confirmed that.
One moment. Real savage, Maki. Real savage. This guy is like he had no heart, bro. None at all. He had no feelings.
Jonathan Adi is one of Diddy's freak-off workers. And this information is huge. Remember in 2018 when he said, I am an S worker for Cassie and Diddy, and everybody thought that this man was crazy? Come to find out, he was actually telling the truth.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would mess up what I do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard lots of business. Cause I was like a slave, okay? For them, that's what I was. That's all right? I called herpes, and I came back and I seen for herpes and won. They asked me to turn in that, which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave it back to me accidentally, and it's possible I threw everything out. It's possible I can produce it out.
And what's so crazy about all of this is the government was the one to bring out these photos of these workers, and Cassie Ventura was able to confirm that Jonathan Adi was one. And that means that the government has already probably contacted Jonathan Adi about this. And it is very likely that Jonathan Adi could be a witness put on that stand against Diddy, because not only does he have his testimony, he also has direct evidence, because last week his NDA with Diddy just got leaked to the media. In that video back in 2018, Jonathan Adi said that he signed an NDA with Diddy after a $5 million settlement. And here's the NDA. As you can see, confidential settlement agreement that happened on July 9th of 2014. Jonathan Adi, Sean Combs. And what makes this thing even wilder is the fact that Jonathan Adi was just on the news last night, and he described these freak-offs in detail, and he even said that he was able to record a video of these freak-offs, and this is what actually prompted this NDA. The same thing that we just heard him talk about in the interview. And during that interview in 2018, Jonathan Adi said it was possible that he could produce a copy of this video. Jonathan Adi said that he took this video of this freak-off because when he would go to the freak-offs with Diddy and Cassie, Cassie was so out of it, and he was scared during these freak-offs that she might pass away. He said he went and got a secret camera, took it with him to these freak-offs, set it on the table, and nobody knew it was a camera, so the whole time it was recording, because he was scared if Cassie Ventura passed away due to these substances during the freak-offs, he didn't want it to get turned around on him. And this is exactly why Diddy settled with him for $5 million. Not only did this man say he got an STD, he also had video footage of these freak-offs, and Cassie was to the point where he thought that she might pass away. It was that bad.
Why did you decide to record or video?
Because after she passed out, I decided to record that. So in the event anything was happening, like or anybody got there, don't be on camera, don't be on video, whatever. So I wasn't responsible for any of that.
So you were beginning to worry about her doing drugs. then you would be held responsible. So you brought a video. What do you brought your phone?
No, I had a USB video memory stick done like spy shot, and I put it on the tape. Into the rotation of the hotel upstairs. I just filmed it. And spy. But he was telling me what to say. Yeah, audio. But I noticed, I knew they were paranoid. So I want to guarantee my safety. So I said, I texted him and said, hey, if anything happens to me, I got evidence I'm being with you. At the settlement table, there was a lot of irregularities, okay? It was my first settlement.
And the crazy part about this all is Jonathan Oddie is still in jail for the crime that he committed in 2018 at the Trump Hotel. He went there and was going crazy, throwing weapons up in the air, if you can catch what I mean. And this is where the first interview came to light. During the police interviewing Jonathan Oddie, and this is when he said everything about Diddy and Cassie back in 2018. And what makes me think that Jonathan Oddie is probably a witness and is probably most definitely going to testify is the fact that his case is still ongoing. This man has never been sentenced, and he's been in there since 2018. Starting in 2024, they start talking about plea agreements, which we know is the same time around this investigation that they were doing against Diddy. Since 2024, it has continued to just get pushed out longer and longer and longer, and they still haven't sentenced this man for his crimes in 2018. That's literally 7 whole years.
Wow.
So the fact that they're doing this weird thing with his case and he hasn't been sentenced, and right before this it talked about a plea deal of some kind, and it just keeps getting pushed out longer and longer, and now knowing he actually does have evidence and maybe even a video like he talked about in 2018 makes me think some way, somehow, Jonathan Oddie is going to be one of those people that definitely ends up on that stand testifying against Diddy. Because not only is his testimony a lot and the prior police interview a lot, he has that NDA, and he even might have that video of Cassie looking terrible and looking like she might pass away during this freak off. This is absolutely huge, but y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
The feds know what they're doing. They kept him in jail and not sentence him because they want to use him. They use a small fish to catch the bigger fish. You hear that? You hear that? Okay, I hope you all are hearing it for yourselves. So him testifying is gonna help to sink Diddy. And who knows if they're gonna still sentence him for the crime that he did. Mighty God. Woo. Revenge is best served. What would them say? A cool? I'm not hot. I don't know the term, but I know they say something like that. My goodness. I have a few more to play, guys. So sad.
Cassie is officially done with her testimony, and cross-examination is about to be. Cassie is officially done with her testimony, and cross-examination is about to begin, but let's talk about everything she just revealed. But in my last video, we obviously talked about the fact that Diddy had told Cassie, allegedly, that he would have her and Kid Cudi hurt when he was out of the country. Cassie said Diddy had told her that he wanted Kid Cudi's friends to see his car blow up at his home. After the car blew up, the three of them had a meeting at the Soho house to talk about their relationship. When Kid Cudi asked Diddy, "What about my vehicle?" Diddy said, "What vehicle?" and the meeting ended abruptly. Now, there was a photo of Cassie shown from September 18th, 2015, and it was one of her in a bathroom. Cassie said Diddy had beat her in a Vegas suite after an after party, and she tried hiding behind a toilet. He said he punched her and kicked her until James Cruz and D-Rock walked in and stopped him. When D-Rock saw her face, he started crying. Her face was swollen with black eyes and golf-sized knots. Cassie says she wasn't the only one that he got physical with. She saw him hitting his assistant, who they call Mia. Mia is someone who will be testifying. Again, that is not her real name, but Cassie also said she had seen Diddy dragging one of his employees. And we've already heard about this, but she testified that she had seen him hanging one of her friends over a 17-foot balcony and then threw them on patio furniture. As he said, by 2018, she was living in fear. He said she shoved a knife into her door handle as a deterrent from Combs' unannounced visits. Later that year, she says she agreed to having a closure dinner with him. She said he was charming, he was romantic, he even made her laugh, but when they got home, he R-worded her. And she says it happened on her living room floor. "I cried. I said no. His eyes went black. He finished and left." Later that night, she did go to his house and they did do it consensually. But she tells the jury, "We were together for 10 years and you don't just turn your feelings off like that." In 2019, Diddy texted her demanding money for hiring her now husband, Alex Fine, as her personal trainer. He tells her, "You owe me too many iPads full of skeletons." He replied, "Do you want me to tell the truth? It's way deeper than iPad." By 2023, Cassie hit a breaking point and says she had a breakdown on a music video set and went to rehab and trauma therapy. Tells the jury she didn't want to be alive, and at one point she tried to walk into traffic, but her husband physically stopped her. She says she started to write a book about her abuse and she wanted Diddy to read it. And through lawyers, she demanded $30 million to stay silent. As you know, this was November of 2023, and within 24 hours, the case was settled for $20 million. At the end of her direct testimony, she was asked how many freak-offs did she have, and she said, "Impossible to know. 100. And asked since 2018, she said not one. Break is now over and cross-exam is beginning, and I truly am praying for Cassie.
This girl went through hell. All different types of emotions. You have some people possessed, you know, possessed by demons. Real thing. This is Cassie's husband. You know, you hear them saying that Sean
People really believe
Puffy said he wanted back his money because her now husband is the personal trainer that Puffy hired. I guess she was opening up to him and they became close. Finally left the monster.
The fact that people really believe that Alex Fine is going to leave Cassie because he goes to court and hears things that he clearly already knows, because you guys are so worried about what someone else thinks about you, specifically what another man thinks about you and your woman, that you would actually see her standing up for herself after being abused, wickedly abused by a man for years, sexually abused, physically abused, financially abused, to the point where she was so addicted to the drugs that he pushed onto her in the beginning that the only thing that was stopping her from taking drugs was her pregnancies. A husband that has stood by her through all of that, that has been her backbone in this fight, is going to want to divorce her because he's heard some things in court which he already knows. You think he's going to find out something new in court that he doesn't know, and he's going to be so embarrassed that his wife was abused that he's going to leave her. You guys are sick and twisted. And it's not just men that I see saying this. I see women saying this too. You guys go together. You should be with each other and have a beautiful or happy life away from the rest of us, because that's actually very scary behavior. That you will see a woman has been abused and assaulted and turn around and conclude she's been ran through and that her husband should leave her, or that he's going to leave her because he is going to be so full of pride and ego that he's not going to be able to support his wife past his own insecurity of worrying about what the bros think. Does he look like he cares what the bros think? And to think that some of you guys are parents, that you have kids, you're raising young people with these sort of mindsets, that you are going out into the world, getting into relationships with people who think that you are safe spaces, knowing full well that if anything happened to them or they disclose to you that they've been abused in the past, you're going to turn around and be so embarrassed. You're going to be embarrassed by them because you're going to be thinking, what are the bros going to think? How very embarrassing. The fact that people really believe.
Exactly. And that's how this world is. When someone has gone through trauma or stuff like that, well, not or, trauma, that's exactly what happens. You hear that they're this and they're that and they're scorned. And even sometimes the partner that you're with uses it to come after you. Then they wonder why victims stay silent. Exactly what she just said. All of the backlash and the scrutiny that they receive when they share their story. I'm going to read a comment that someone said in the comment section under that post that young lady just did. For the same allegations, everyone called her crazy. This is Cassie they're speaking about. For the same allegations, everyone called her crazy for and locked her up in a mental institution. Crazy how that works, right? The delusional people just figured it out first. That's exactly what happened. Because we figure out the evil before the slowpokes, right? We're always classified as delusional. But funny when it all gets revealed. Huh? It's funny when it all gets revealed and everyone could finally see it for themselves. The delusional is no longer no delusional. Huh? My God. Mighty God. Eh? Some of you are lucky when the delusional ones came and warned you and you guys shunned them and classed them and degrade them. Some of you are lucky that you're still alive when you get to find out for yourself. Because some that get to find out for themselves are 6 feet under. Not everyone makes it out alive. Okay, so thank God for people like Cassie and others who come out and expose the wicked to make some of you still alive now. Let me get to I'll Be Sure. Do you guys remember I'll Be Sure? He's also a singer. You guys have also heard that Kid Cudi, right? Is one second. It's one of his victims, not physically.
I'll be sure.
But he blew up Kid Cudi's car because he was jealous of Cassie and his relationship. Wickedness. The height of wickedness. Because he has money. And the thing with these wicked people, I notice, they tell you what they're going to do. And then they do it. Them bare face. I'm telling you from experience, them bare face. They'll talk it. Yeah, you watch. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. And when it really happens, you have their wicked counterparts acting like they didn't hear it before or like it's news to them. This is one example, Kid Cudi. But now we're going to hear Albie Shore's demise, or what could have been the end of his life. Albie Shore is Kim Porter's first baby father. The son that Kim Porter has, that Sean eventually grew as well. When Kim Porter, his baby mother that passed, the baby mother for the son, when named Prince or something like that, and the twin girls.
Al B. Sure just admitted that he was subpoenaed to testify against Diddy. Al B. Sure was just on the news and he admitted that he was subpoenaed to testify against Diddy. And not only that, he also said that he believes that Diddy was behind the reason he was put into a coma. That's not even all. He said, you guys have no idea what I actually went through. There was bounties put on my head and everything for speaking about things that Diddy was doing in Kim Porter's passing. And if you know Al B. Sure, you know that he has been speaking out since Kim Porter passed away, and he's been saying for the longest that Kim Porter was unalived. And he also talked about this on the interview with the news. He said, no, I don't believe Kim Porter passed away from pneumonia because I was literally with her a couple weeks before she passed away and she was totally fine. And he was talking about how they were all together 2 weeks.
Sorry to cut it. That's the son. I forgot what his name is. And I'll be sure it's in the glasses.
Before Kim Porter passed away on October 30th of 2018 for Quincy's holiday calendar premiere for Netflix.
Quincy.
And Al B. Sure has spoken about this for a long time. And I mean, he is right. 2 weeks later, Kim Porter did pass away from pneumonia. And in this interview with the news, he also said that Kim Porter was telling him for the longest time to watch his back when it came to Diddy. And what's even crazier is Al B. Sure has a book coming out in September. It's called Do You Believe Me Now, where he said it's going to have all of his information about what happened to him in this book. And this was something that was actually rumored. They said before Al B. Sure was put into this coma, allegedly by Diddy, he was already writing this memoir. And I think what gives me even more chills about this is the fact that Al B. Sure was just on a Diddy documentary, and he confirmed that Kim Porter did have a diary that she was writing in about everything that she was dealing with. Al B. Sure has spoke out very vocally and said in the past Kim Porter was trying to do exactly what Cassie Ventura did when it comes to Diddy.
Did he suing you or threatening to sue you?
No.
No?
I have the truth.
But one thing is, you have volunteered to testify at the trial, correct?
Not as of yet. Actually, I was subpoenaed.
Okay.
So my attorneys worked something out. So I believe when the time is right, I'm going to discuss it with my attorneys.
But you're willing to.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, I am. And again, there's no, like I said, this is not marketing for me. I'm living this life. And the only reason I wanted to tell the story, Kurt, was very specifically because I was ignored. There was the most expensive PR campaign against me to shut me down. If you actually knew what they did to me, there was a bounty on my head. There was a bunch of stuff.
So do you think specifically then that Sean Diddy Combs or people affiliated with him did something to you that caused you to have multi-organ failure?
I believe this to be the case, yes. Absolutely.
Wow.
My first time saying it.
Are you concerned that he still has power outside of incarceration?
Remember, I'm the only one who spoke up, and I'm the only one left alive. So this is not about a scared thing, It's just time to reveal the truth. I mean, it is what it is. I went through many, many years of scrutiny and being dragged face first on the concrete, being called delusional and things of that nature. When I said trafficking.
Honestly, this is something that I've been waiting for, and it literally gives me chills to now know that I'll Be Sure has been subpoenaed to testify in this trial against Diddy. In jury selection the other day, they literally talked about that I'll Be Sure and Kim Porter were going to be brought up during this trial. So I can only imagine what is about to happen. I think that they are going to try to bring up something with Kim Porter, something with I'll Be Sure to try to prove the prior bad acts, but that's just my opinion. But I don't know where else this would go. This is one testimony that I can't wait to hear, because I really think that he is going to try to bring up Kim Porter and everything in his testimony, because he has been reaching out to the police for a long time. But all I do know is this Diddy trial just got kicked up a whole nother notch the second that they added I'll Be Sure to testify against Diddy. And we know that Kim Porter is also somehow going to come into play. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
That's the thing, you know. That's the thing I hate sometimes. Because it's never when, most times it's not when the first person comes out and exposes. Usually it takes multiple victims, numerous amounts of people being affected by the same person before that person is actually caught up to their evil. I hate that. So many people lose their lives sometimes. So many people suffer before the same common denominator, the same things that have been mentioned about that person from numerous people before was not paid attention to. I despise that. Gets on my nerve. But guess what? The wicked always have them there. Yeah. This was I'll Be Sure, guys. What he's talking about, what he suspect Diddy did to him in the hospital, multiple organ failure and all of that. Like when me didn't at the hospital looking like a skeleton. And then some of the people that went through the same evil was gonna say me look like crackhead. Yeah. Oh Lord. They just didn't get it as serious as me. Some of the same victims of the wicked. This was I'll Be Sure a few years ago. The same man that you just saw getting back to health. A fraction of him. Let it play again. Yeah. He rose from the dead. I have to share these things when I see them because I know what it feels like. Just like how I rose from the dead. If you guys go on my YouTube channel, Short and Spicy Nikks, you'll see how I looked in 2019 when they almost got away with unaliving me. Yeah. I said I was delusional as well. All right. Get out of it. Get your box. Get up. Get. Rambo. Get up. Right. Where? I swear to God. You guys see what I have to go through? Karim, come here for a quick second. Do you guys see? Watch him. Hear him a blow. Hear it. Move first on a blow for me. Visibility. What? Restricted? Okay, anyways. You hear him? You hear him? And him know I'm not supposed to run and jump on my bed. You know you're not supposed to run on my bed. You see I'm rude? Get out of here. Bad. Yeah, guys. I'm glad he lived to tell his story and now he's going to testify. Yes. Now he's going to testify. What a day. God is so good. Yeah, man. Wicked people need to come down. Come down. But that's all I have to share about that. Guys, also, do you guys hear what's going on with Tory Lane? Huh? How Tory Lane got poked up, I'm not going to say the word STAB, 14 times in jail? Listen to this now. Listen to this. That's all I'm going to share about that. And then I'm going to go. Because I have to go get something. He's been in jail for 2 years for pie-pieing Megan Thee Stallion. Now listen to this. After he's been hospitalized and fighting for his life. This is what's coming out now.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. The passenger side is where Ms. Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Ms. Pete, did not shoot at Ms. Pete, or did not assault Ms. Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson, even though unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Ms. Harris's DNA taken? Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense?
Well, that's it, guys. You guys heard it. Now you tell me, those are overwhelming evidence from the Diddy case and Tory Lanez. You ever hear anything like that? Why are they just coming now after this guy's been poked up 14 times, almost lost his life in jail? Huh? Why wasn't all of this revealed? until now. But even so, like you said, Mackie, no sin is goes unpunished. Longest rope. We have to give them the longest rope sometimes for them HENG, hang we call it, or HANG themselves. Yeah, it's gonna come to light one way or the other. I always used to say, what's in the dark must come to light. So all them are going and do them things, and do them things, and do them things, and they think that it's tight proof. It doesn't matter how much money you have, how much people you could pay off, how much people you could analyze and keep quiet. When God says it's time, it is time. Okay? Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like up my videos, YouTube, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. TikTok, go over to my YouTube channel, Short and Spicy Nikks. Like, comment, share any content on that channel, and make sure to subscribe. Also on my family vlog channel, Nikki and the Fam. Same thing. Okay? And I share my story of dealing with a demon for over 20 odd years. Oh my, I said Short and Spicy Nikks again. And when I came out and exposed them, oh, they almost tried to make my life a living hell. Everybody turned on me. Every single soul turned on me and came after me and said, I'm this, I'm that. Yes. The person that they used to be standing by, going through all of the mess, they themselves were going through it too. But guess what? When it came down to it, they turned on me and said I was delusional. Okay? Just like how you hear them say, Cassie, and I'll be sure delusional. Okay. Well, for them Waterloo are coming on. We are give them time. We are give them time. And God is going to make a table right in front of them to see how he's going to rise us, the ones that they came after. Thank you guys for watching. Anyways, I have to go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, TikTok. Love, love, love. Thanks for everyone who came in and tapped up the screen. Thanks for everyone who liked, watched. Okay? Take care of yourself and walk good. Have a wonderful weekend. You as well, Mackie. Love you, love you, love you. Love you guys. Love you so much. Have a blessed evening. We are blessed and highly favored. Okay? Have a good one.